Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us on Life with Casey. No, I'm not Casey. I am indeed your host for today. My name is Lesliann Cottoy, and I would like to thank you for joining us. We are so glad that you came. So, today we are going to talk on depressing situations and how we could be positive in a depressing situation. The question for today is how to be positive when facing a depressing situation. And we chose the most worthy person to answer this question. You see, she has a jolly spirit. It doesn't matter what comes her way, what she's facing. You will never really know because she's so jolly. Her spirit, her soul is just jolly. It's just always happy. So we choose to ask her this question because of her personality. Because we too want to learn how to be positive in a depressing situation. None other than daughter of Zion, called by God, a counselor, advisor, a writer, a poet. Her smile brights up a room. Her smile will make you smile. Her laughter brings a joy to your spirit. I'm talking about none other than Minister Kedra Phillips. Let us welcome her. Come on, round of applause in the comments. Round of applause. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Life with Casey, for having me join on one of your sessions. I bless you and I thank you for this opportunity to share. And I do hope at the end someone will be blessed, and that their life can also change as a result of this contribution. So I bless your platform and I trust that as you continue to make yourself useful to God, that He will open doors of blessings and continuous opportunities. Yeah, so without further ado, my question that was posted to me is how to be positive when facing a depressing situation. Now, I'd like to ask you, Did you know in 2017 it was estimated that at least 264 million persons experience depression? Yes, that's an alarming figure. And I say it's alarming, and with the whole scenario that we are faced with right now in this pandemic, I am sure that figure has doubled, or if not doubled, pretty close to being doubled. A depressing situation can be classified as short term or long term. We have different forms of depression, but my question basically has to do with, how I manage a depressing situation. And there are many situations in my life that I would have experienced that caused some form of depression for me, that placed me in this particular category. But coming out of it and being at this place now, I can surely say that it's a really bad place to be in, and our circumstances and our situations can really cause us to you know go under. But we have Jehovah, we have Christ, we have Jesus, the one we can trust in, who will give us the strength to overcome. Having a depressing situation, it can cause your life routine to be changed drastically, because this particular situation is something that you've never experienced before, and generally, usually, that depressing situation usually is something negative, something that has affected you negatively. And for me, this particular experience in dealing with situations of this nature, it can be very, very, very difficult to adjust. And this is just not in one area of my life, but in all areas. And it varies. It varies because it shifts so many things in your life, the way you interact, the way you eat, the way you sleep. So many things are affected due to dealing with a specific depressing situation. And some of those things that I've experienced was sadness, hopelessness, crying, anger, sleeplessness. And listen to me, anybody who knows me knows I love to sleep. But having gone through a scenario or scenarios that caused me to be in a depressing place, my sleep was affected. And it really brought to light for me this situation basically was clouding me. It was causing me to not operate in the way in which I normally operate. I cry. Ad hocly, I will just cry. I will be probably, let's say, at my desk doing work and I will just break down. Or I'll be lying on my bed and I'll just break down. Now, these things arise as a result of not managing, one, and two, having the situation take control. So my thing is learning to deal with learning to deal with the present situation is never, ever, ever easy. And I can say that for myself, and I'm sure others can relate. It is never easy learning to be positive, dealing with a negative situation or the present situation, rather. It is never easy. But what I want to say to us, it is essential. So even though it's not easy, it is essential for us to overcome. We have to find positive ways that will allow us to smile, smile even in the midst of the storm, and not allow the situation because it's not our end. It's not the final thing for us. So we can use the opportunities to get those positive things that will help us rise out of that depression mode that the trauma has brought to us. So for me, as I said, it's never been easy. It's been pretty difficult because I found myself being angry, like really angry at the littlest things. They were just triggering me, triggering me, triggering me. But I came to a point where I said, you know what? I cannot continue in life like this. And I am a positive person. I love to smile. I like to laugh. I like to have a good time. But these situations sometimes did not allow me to be myself, as we would say. And then I determined to find ways or use ways that I know that would help me come out of this situation. Now I'm not a final product. I am a work in progress. Yeah? So how have I learned to be positive? And I would like to use the analogy of a lime or lemon. So the depressing issues or situations would have given me a lime, would have given me a lemon. But guess what? If I held on to that lemon, it will only be a lemon. And if I cut that lemon and I tasted it, it would only be a lemon. And I will only get that sour taste, that taste that is not very enjoyable, that taste that is it's never good without having something added to it. Most of us, I am sure, knows about lime juice, and it's one of the best tasting juice we can enjoy. Really refreshing when it's really chilled and nice. So I thought, if this depressing situation has given me a lime, I am not going to hold on to this lime because guess what? It's good. I'm only going to remain sour. I'm only going to remain, not being able to enjoy life. And I decided, you know what? I will cut this lemon. I will dissect this lemon and see what there is in it for me, what positives I can get out of it. And sometimes you may not get all the positives in one place. And like this lime, I was not able to get all the positive, but I extracted what I could have. And guess what? I added stuff to it. So just like we would add agave or sugar or honey in making this juice the best juice, I've decided to add some things to my situation, the sour situation that I've had, the lime situation that was not tasty, was not something that I just wanted to share, because it caused me to shut away, it caused me to seclude myself. But I came to a point where, here, what? I'm going to use this lime and I'm going to make juice. I'm going to use this lime and I'm going to make a really nice flavored added stuff in terms of this juice, and it's going to be sweet. So I decided to interact with God, my Father. I started to share with Him, just as I'm speaking to you. I said, God, I know I am not alone in this type of situation, and I know you're there to help me. And even though I've removed myself from many persons, I've removed myself even from my family to a degree because I've been so angry at times. It's like, the anger caused lots of rift, and I just pulled myself away. It was not healthy. So having that opportunity in the situation to make something positive, I decided to make juice. Yes, I decided to make juice with my depressing situation. And I began to pray and I talked to God and I said, God, you can help me through this situation. And as big as it may seem, bigger than me and stronger than me, I know you have given me the power to overcome. So I used prayer. Prayer was very, very essential. So even though it wasn't easy, it was essential. The situation wasn't easy, but prayer became that essence. The essence that we would add to the juice, the essence that we would add to that lime juice. Christ became that essence that brought out the extracted what I could have from that situation, and he made the difference for me. So prayer, as I would say, is very, very essential. One of the very essential things that made me uh, arise and transformed my depressing situation. And now I can smile about it. I can share it with a happy heart, knowing that I can encourage you, I can encourage myself, I can encourage someone else along the way. The second item that I have engaged in is writing. Now, writing was something that I enjoyed, and in this situation, having to deal with the depression, sorry, and set aside, it brought me to a point of expressing myself. And I said, you know what? I will use writing, and I will use writing to express how I feel, say what I'm thinking, say what I'm feeling, knowing at the end of the day it would get out to some degree. And while writing one day, I said, you know what? It's funny enough. I am writing with this pen, and the only thing that could possibly go wrong is that the ink finishes. Because guess what? I can get another pen and continue writing. Secondly, the thought came to me, hey, you're writing on this paper, and this paper is not complaining. This paper is not complaining. This paper lays there flat and allow you to write your thoughts. And it allowed me to express my feelings, even though sometimes I wrote and write. At the end of the day, even though the tears dropped and it wet the paper, at the end of the day, the thoughts came out. And out of writing, it gave me freedom. It gave me a sense of belonging, a sense of worth, because at the end of the day, even though the depressing situation may have weighed heavily on me, it did not kill me, it did not take me out. And there is hope at the end of the day. There is so much one can do as it relates to that time of depression or dealing with that situation that is really, really overwhelming. And I want to take this opportunity at this time to say to someone out there, it may not be writing, it may not be praying at first instance, but let me let you know, prayer is essential. Prayer is the is that item that gives you the breakthrough. Prayer is that item that causes you to stand even in the midst of the circumstances. So I want to encourage us today. I want to encourage you today, whatever you're facing, don't let the negative situation cause you to be blinded towards the positives that are there. Because coming out of my times of depression, whether they were short, whether they were sick for 6 months, 3 months, a year, I have learned to express myself in writing. And it has brought a relief to me. Situations are not always there to keep us down, but we can learn from those situations and arise out of those situations. And at the end of the day, we can say, to God be the glory. To God be the glory, because without Him, we will not exit those situations. So I want to bless us today and really thank you for this opportunity to share my experience as it relates to dealing with a depressing situation. So prayer has been critical, and today it has been my number one go-to, and I will always use this opportunity because Christ created it for me. Because guess what? He knew somewhere down the road I was going to face a situation, a depressing situation, and He knows that for you too. So guess what? Use the avenue that He has provided for you. And as I said before, it may not be writing, it may be some other form, it may be singing, it may be dancing. Use your gifting, because at the end of the day, your gift is also going to be that forum in which you're going to be able to release yourself and be free out of your situations. So be encouraged today. Be encouraged that Christ is still on the throne, and whatever you're faced with today, the end is near, the end will come. Don't let the situation cause you to go under. All right. So I want to bless you guys today. And again, I want to say thank you so very much, Casey, for this opportunity to bless the hearers on this platform. And all God's blessings to you and your family. And all the best. So take care. Thank you. And goodbye.
Wow, wow, wow. Impactful. Listen to me. I sat here and I had to get pen and paper because these were just good. Because we do have depressing situations in our life. It doesn't matter who you are. You do have them. And it was good. I hope you took your notes too. I must say, you're saying thank you, but I must say on behalf of everyone, thank you for allowing us to sit at your feet while you give us these advice and such knowledge. Thank you for sharing with us. I took notes and I just have to say this. I hope you were paying attention. But let me just say this. I just took this out. I love it. Somebody type in the comments, make juice. I laughed when she said she make juice. I said, what? I love it. She said, you make juice. This is the recipe for the juice. Lime plus sugar plus essence. Good juice. But she said, the lime is a negative situation. The sugar is the positive that you add to the negative. Yeah? And God and prayer is your essence. And what do you get after that? Good juice, good life, happiness, joy. I love it. Somebody type it. Make juice. She said what helped her was prayer. First and foremost, prayer. How is your prayer life? Do you know when in a negative situation you can just pray? Some people would say prayer is the last thing on my mind. No, it works for her and it will work for you. Pray about it. Tell God about the situation and let him help you come through. Prayer is essential. In a negative situation, prayer is essential, and that's a very good positive. She said, find a positive, I'm saying this word, distraction. A positive distraction. That's what I said. It will distract you from your depression. It will distract you from your sadness. So find something to do. She started to write, and you would hear just in a minute one of her pieces that she wrote. Listen to me. It knocked me off my feet. It was so deep, yet so powerful and profound. Wow, y'all will hear it just now. I just had to show off that I heard it first. You will hear it just now. But that is what it led to. Sometimes a negative situation can push you into who God wants you to be, or into an aspect of your life that you didn't know you had there. I'm sure she wrote poems before, but not on this level. Shakespeare has nothing on this poem. You will hear it. It's never easy, yet you can learn to smile in the midst of your storm, because it is a work in progress. Yes, we do face negative situations. Yes, depression do come. I didn't even know that 264 million people in 2017 were depressed. And I'm wondering if that's worldwide, because I can't remember if she said it was worldwide or not. But if that was America alone, then oh my goodness. And if it's the world, it's still oh my goodness. Ask your neighbor, ask your family, ask your friend. How are you? How are you feeling? Is everything all right? Check up on them. Bring a smile to their face, not depression. They're already depressed. So don't add to the depression. Make them smile. Like our sister here. I'm telling you, she always carries a smile. She always has a laugh. You can come around her and you will not leave the same depressed way you were. And nobody will know that she was going through anything. Smile in the midst of your storm. And she also mentioned that was the figure for 2017. But what is the figure now in the pandemic from last year till now? What is the figure? The friends that you say you have, you checking up on them? Some don't have a job. You yourself may be struggling with depression. But what are you doing to come out of it? That's why we have Life with Casey. Life with Casey tells us what to do, how to do it. And because of her lovely speaker, Miss Kedra Phillips, we thank you for coming on the show. We thank you for giving us advice on how to be positive. And you don't have to be a Christian to say you pray. Just pray. I don't know how to pray. Open your mouth and talk to God. He already knows the situation. That's okay. Say it again. God, this is happening to me. I'm feeling this way. What to do? Talk to him. He will fill the void that was left there. Oh my goodness. I can go on and on about what was said, but I want you to go over this video. Look at it again. Look at it again and again. And every time a negative situation comes up, look at this video and learn to make juice. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. Don't forget, there's always hope. Prayer is essential. Make juice. Thank you.
I Was Not Exempted. Written by Kedra Phillips. The presence of it tormented me. You are not good enough, and you will never become, especially the good things you hope for yourself. I don't know why you try, because it will never work out for you. The power of it overwhelmed me to a point of almost giving up. At my lowest, it presented a heaviness that pulled me into losing my grip on life. The darkness it brought blurred my vision of any future hope, and in my weakness, the light also went out. The purpose of it could have succeeded, but the prayer of the righteous that was indirectly petitioned for me is a result of my existence today. You are not a death sentence, even though you can push someone to their grave. The rich encounters you, the poor is challenged by you, but the strong in faith overcomes you. You caused me to go under. I found myself in a place where I could no longer see the bright blue skies, neither the green grass that shoots out of the ground. You caused me to go under and away from the ones that love me. The struggle to maintain a conversation was real, but you made me believe they will not understand, but instead judge me. You caused me to go under, not by choice, but by the pressure you placed upon me, which made me choose to accept what you fed into my mind. You caused me to go under. Now, you had a hold on me, and I accepted the only way out was to really go under. No longer will I be a worry to myself or anyone for that matter. However, at my lowest, something happened. 1 John 4:4 was my deliverer. Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. My strength was revived and hope came alive. Victory was deposited within me and I began to soar again. This time, you no longer had a hold on me because the light of hope came in the nick of time. You thought you had me, but I rose from the bottom of the ocean with the help of the Almighty. Now I live and breathe the breath of life, and I will continue to fight you to stay above the waters, where I will enjoy the beauty of life and fulfill my created calling. I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of God, which is in Christ Jesus. Depression did not and will not win.